Hi folks, I'm Matt and welcome to My Expanded Universe, a show where I go through the entire EU in chronological order as best I know how. Folks, we're going to switch gears and we're going to go to the Marvel Star Wars series. It's been a while since I've been there. Now remember, I told you from 39 to 44 was basically Empire Strikes Back. So what happens in issue 45? Well, it's our first story about what happens right after the events of Empire Strikes Back. Now this is written by Archie Goodwin, and in this one, Luke Skywalker is going after a probe droid that was sent by Admiral Krell to kind of stop the rebel fleet. Now this probe droid is causing damage left and right, and Luke has to be the one to stop him. Of course it is, our hero Luke, who just got his new synthetic hand, and for some reason he has a lightsaber too. Where did he get the lightsaber? It's kind of funny because I guess Archie Goodwin either forgot. I mean, back then you couldn't just call up. There was no YouTube. If it wasn't in theaters anymore, you might have forgotten that he did not save his lightsaber, Archie. That kind of went off, with his hand. So I guess Archie Goodwin just forgot here and said, yeah, Luke still has his lightsaber. What would Luke be without his lightsaber? So Luke uses his lightsaber in this. Now that is a contradiction, right, to the movie, because in the movie he loses it. Again, I can totally understand how that would have happened, because he didn't just have the movie right there to check out and see, oh, did he lose the lightsaber or not? He was just going off his memory, which I guess he just forgot that Luke didn't save his lightsaber with him. Either way, it's not that bad. It's an enjoyable 80s-esque story, of course. But the next one I want to talk about is, of course, the next issue, Star Wars 46. Now, this was written by J.M. DeMatters, and it's called The Dreams of Cody Sunchild. Ooh. Now, in this short story, Lando and Chewie are on their way to save Han, and they enter into an alternate dimension. Yep, you heard me. Alternate dimension. And that's where they come into Sunchild, which I'm guessing is some play on Skywalker, even though I don't really care. And Sunchild believes in peace. He has a city of dreams where dreams can come true. Of course, the Empire is there too, because they were pursuing Han and Chewie. So they got to shake the Empire off their back there. And of course, Sunchild is going to help them out and get them back to their dimension. This is kind of weird, right? But it kind of flows into my buddy Joe Bongiorno's idea that there are, obviously established, are alternate dimensions within Star Wars. So could the EU be in one of those alternate dimensions? That's something for you to talk about. But regardless of all that, it's very interesting because in the story at the end, Sunchild says he's a pacifist. He's like, there's no need for war. Where Lando disagrees, like, no, actually there is sometimes a call for violence. When nothing else works, you've got to, fight back. Now, the author vehemently disagreed with how the story ended. Originally, he had Lando agreeing with him that yes, peace is the way, that you should never lift a finger to fight against anyone, talking, passive. He becomes a pacifist too. And Lucasfilm said no. Lando will not agree with him. Lando will disagree. Well, the author was so upset that he removed his name from the comic book. He went by a pseudonym. He did not want to take credit for that issue. And I don't think he was ever asked to write anything else for Star Wars again. But it was a big deal back then. He was upset. This little hippie wanted to have everyone be a pacifist, and Star Wars, something with the last name Wars, really doesn't go well with that and peace. If it was called Star Peace, he'd actually have a base for his argument. But it's called Star Wars, so they didn't let him, which I thought was very interesting, because I wonder, would Lucasfilm do that now? Probably not. Anyway, so this story, although it is very odd and weird, does open up a lot of, questions, I guess, about alternate dimensions and if they exist. Now, I've already told you in the West End Games novels, we know they exist, because the RPG guides here, because of Other Space, right? But here is another instance of the weird 80s storylines that Lucasfilm did approve. They were reading, because they did disapprove at the ending there, but they approved of alternate dimensions. So in an alternate dimension, does the Legends universe still exist? You bet it does. All right, folks, that's all the time I have for now. See you next time with another video.